Starting with question one. Question one says we should write the number 30,050 in figure 30,050. So we know that 1,000 is about 3 zeros and the tenth of 1,000 is about 4 zeros. So this is 30,000. Then the next one there is 50. So when you add this, you have 0, 5, 0, 0, 3. So we'll come here and write our 30,000. Okay. So the next one is that we should write 5926 correct to nearest tens. So we write our 5926 nearest tens will be here. So this is up to 1. So we up to 5. So we add 1 here and round it down to 0, which will give us 5930. So write our answer 5930. Okay. So the next question is asking us to make the midpoint of line xt. So they did not specify any method of doing that. So you can use your ruler and measure and find the midpoint. You can use compass and bisect the line. So whichever method you decide to use, just to make sure you find your midpoint. So that's what I'm going to do there. So you just make your midpoint, like I said, either with a ruler or with a compass by setting the line xt. So moving on to the question 4. In question 4, we are asked to shade 2/9 of the shape. Okay, that means 2 out of every 9. That's what we are asked to do. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you shade 2 there. Okay, that's what they mean. So let me be shading here. So you shade 2 here. You count again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you can shade another 2. Let me be shading in here. Okay, you count again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You shade another 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You shade another 2. Okay, so you can see that out of the total of 36 boxes, we have shaded about 8 of them. So remember, there's no order of shading. They did not say that you should shade in line or not in line. So they just ask you to shade 2/9 of this shape. Okay. So the next question we have is that we should write in percentage. Now, how do you write decimal to percentage or even fraction to percentage? Just multiply by 100/1. So uh, 2/9 times 100/1. That will give us the percentage that we want. Remember, this particular paper, you are allowed to use calculator, so that will give you 200/9. So when you divide 200/9, so with your calculator, 200/9, that will give you 2.22. So you can just write your percentage in one decimal place. Okay, so the next question we are asked that a night bus runs from this should be 2150, okay, to 5:18 the next day. Work out the number of hours and minutes that the night bus runs. Okay. So the first thing we need to do, this is a 24-hour timing. So the first thing we need to do is to find how much time, from here to 12, okay, 12 midnight. Then we can now count for, of course, this is the number of hours after 12 midnight. So let's see, this is 9:50. If you change this to 12-hour timing, so we can say 24 hours minus 2150. So that will give you 10 here. That will give you 3 here. Okay. So that's 3 hours, 10 minutes. So 3 hours, 10 minutes plus 5 hours, 18 minutes. So that will give you 8, 2, and 8. So that should give us 8 hours, 28 minutes. Okay. So here we are asked to find uh, the multiple. They say from the list of numbers, write down all the multiples of 11. So of course, this one here is there to deceive you actually, because there's no number multiplied by 11 that will give you 111. So these are the two numbers, because 11 times 5 will give you 55, and 11 times 11 will give you 121. So our answer is 5, 5, and 121. Okay, so here you are given a pattern, okay, to calculate a number. So we are given a set of number which is 919281. So we are told that when you alternate subtraction and addition of these digits here, you are going to get a number that is a multiple of 11, okay, which you have been shown an example. So you can see 9 minus 1 plus 9 minus 2 plus 8 minus 1 will give you 22, and 22 is a multiple of 11. So here they now ask us to show that this number also following this method of alternate of subtraction and addition is going to give us a number that is a multiple of 11. So they ask us to show. All we need to do is to do what they have done here by using our multiple and by using the alternate of subtraction and the addition. So that will give us 9 minus 1 plus 8 minus 2 plus 7 minus 1 plus 9 minus 3 plus 7. So let's see what this will give us. So use your calculator. Is allowed to use calculator. Is allowed to use calculator here. So make use of your calculator to find your value. So when you use your calculator here, you will find out that you have a 3, which is 33. So check and to be sure, you will now say that therefore 3 times 11 will give us 33. So 33, that number or that digit is going to give us a multiple of 11 following the rule of alternating subtraction and the addition. Okay, so the next number here that we are given a range of 8 values is 31. There are 7 of the numbers, so they are asking us to find the other possible number. Now, for us to find other possible number, it's either that the number is here or that the number is here. So these are the two numbers we are looking for. Okay, so of course, you know that we can't have both of them. So it's either we have one here, so it's either we have from here up to here, or we have from here up to here as our number. Okay, now the first thing we need to do here is to rearrange. Okay, so if we include x, that means x to be the least number. That means the next number is going to be 16, and the next one is going to be like that. I'm going to arrange it in order of magnitude. So if we have include x as our least value, so when you arrange these numbers and you find your first range here is going to give you 42 minus x, which is equal to 31. So with these values now, we can start 42 minus 31 equals to x. Therefore, x will give you 11. Okay, so that's our first missing number. Then the next one is to assume that y is the highest value. Okay, so if y is the highest value, I'm going to have 16. So assuming that y is the highest number, I'm going to have this here. So that will give us that y minus 16. Y minus 16 will now give us our range 2, which is equals to 31. So that will give us that y equals to 31 plus 16, which is equals to 47. So we can write our 47 there. So these are the two numbers that the 8th number can be, either the least number or the highest number. Okay. So the next question we are asked to calculate square root of a number plus cube of a number. So you can actually, because this is 1 mark, so there will not be any need for a lot of working and other. So they don't want actually for you to show them how you got the answer because it's 1 mark. But if it's 2 marks, that means definitely there will be a need for you to show them something that they can be able to give you 1 mark on the answer as 1 mark. But in this case, you can just use your calculator and get your answer. So when you use your calculator to press this, so you are going to have 24.352. Okay, so moving on to the next one, they say that simplify this. When you're asked to simplify, so the first thing you need to do here is to collect like terms. So 4m minus n. When I mean collect like term, remember this is not an equation, so it's just for you to get your n closer and your k is closer. So that will give you plus 7k plus 3k. So 4m minus m will give you 3n. 7k plus 3k will give you 10k. So that's the simplest form you can leave that. So you write your answer here. Okay, so this is another 1 mark question, so there's no need of showing or working, but you need to understand what they're asking you. They say that from the list of numbers, find A, the highest number possible for the product of the two numbers. Okay, now they're asking you that whenever you pick two numbers here, okay, which two numbers are you going to pick to get the highest product? Now, this is a trick, okay, because sometimes some people will see this and pick minus 9 and 8, which will not give them the highest number because minus 9 and 8 will give you minus 72, which is very small compared to even 5 times 2, which is 10, so it's less than 10. So it's either you pick two negative values or you pick two positive values. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to look at these two or these two. So which of them will give me a higher number? So you can see that minus 9 and minus 7, the product of these two numbers here will give us a better value than this one. So minus 9 times minus 7, that will give us 63. Now the next one there is more tricky than the first one because they are not asking us the lowest possible number from the product of 3 of the numbers. So if you get 3 numbers, which number will give us the lowest value? Okay, now we have to now do a little calculation, of course, playing with our calculator. So you can check this one here will give you positive number, these two here will give you positive number. Remember, I need a negative number. They say the lowest number possible. Okay, so if I use this 3, what am I going to get? If I use these 2 and this 1, what am I going to get? So if you check this very well, you will notice that when you multiply 6 times 8, okay, when you multiply 6 times 8, then times 9, that will give us our lowest multiple of 3 numbers. So that will give us 6 times 8 times minus 9. So that will give us minus 432. So you come and write minus 432. So that's the lowest of the negative value you can get from picking any 3 numbers here. You can go ahead and try to pick any other 3 numbers and multiply and see whether you can get a number lower than minus 432. Okay, so the next question we have is a stem and leaf question. So I believe we are familiar with this. So see how we do this. First thing I will do here is to make a rough stem and leaf, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Of course, that's my stem. So then my leaf, I will just write all these numbers, okay, the way they are. This is 46 here. These are 54. The next one is 71. The next one is 70. The next one is 65. The next one is 49. The next one is 50. The next one is 64. The next one is 77. The next one is 68. The next one is 72. The next one is 45. And the last one is 58. Okay, so these are my number. Of course, you can see that they are not arranged. So I made this rough one to be able to direct me on how I can be able to get my number or what I should be expecting. So I'll come back here and write my 8. We don't have any number for 3. Okay, so coming to 4 now, I won't write 6 first. I won't write 9 first before 5. So I'll start with what? 5, 6, and 9. Then for 5, 0, 4, 8. So I'll write my 0, 4, 8. For 6, I have 4, 5, and 8. So that will give me 4, 5, and 8. Then for 7, I have 0, 1, 2, 7. So 0, 1, 2, 7. Okay, so that's my stem and leaf there. Then they ask us to find the median. So the median is the middle number. So first thing I will do is to count my numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 numbers. It simply means that the 7th number, okay, and the 8th number is going to give us our median. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have this here. So the two numbers we are going to use to calculate for our median is 58 and 64. Okay, so let's go down here and do that. 58 plus 64 over 2. Remember, when two numbers are at the middle and you are looking for the median, you add the numbers and divide by 2. So when you do that, you are going to have 61 as your answer. So you come here and write 61. Okay, now we have a net shape of a cuboid. Okay, a net shape of a cuboid. So, and we are asked to work out the surface area. So the first thing I ask myself, what's the surface area of a cuboid? Okay, so the surface area of a cuboid is 2LH plus 2LB plus 2BH. These are length and height, length and breadth and height. Okay, of course we know that they have each of these. They have total shape. Okay, like this one here, we have it. We have this one here. So this one here, okay, let me number them. This one, okay, they are the same shape. This one here and this one here, they are the same shape. And this one here, let me call this one 2 and call this one 2. Okay, then let me call this one 3 and call this one 3. So these are the same shape. That's why you keep seeing 2 in each of these. Okay, so let's now calculate. So do we have the length? Do we have the height? Do we have the breadth? Okay, yes. So our length is equal to 10 cm. Our height, okay, our height is 4 cm and our breadth is 5 cm. So with that now, we can use our formula here. So that will give us 2 into 10 times 4 plus 2 into 10 times 5 plus 2 into 5 times 4. Okay, so with that now, I have 40 here times 2. That will give me 80 plus 50 times 2. That will give me 100 plus 20 times 2. That will give me 40. So when you add all these together, you are going to have 220. So write 220 here. So we are also asked to find the volume. So the volume of a cuboid is LBH. So that will give us 10 times 5 times 4. So that will give you 50 times 4. That will give you 200. So we have 200 here. All right, so the next question we have, they said 20 cars in a car park. and the 3 of the cars are blue, and James wants to, okay. So first of all, if we have total of 20 cars and 3 cars are blue, that means about 17 of them are not blue. Okay, they are not blue. So they say find the angle of the sector for the blue cars in this pie chart. So you want to draw a pie chart. Now, how do we get angle of a pie chart? That is the number divided by the total number times 360. So that will give us 3 over 20 times 360 degrees. Okay, so with that, I will have, so when you use your calculator to calculate this, you're going to have 54 degrees. So you write 54 degrees. Okay. So that's the angle in the pie chart that blue cars represent if there are 20 cars and 3 blue cars. Now, they say that one of the cars is picked at random and the probability is not a blue car. So the first of all, note that probability is equal to the event over the total sample space and the event over the total sample space. So we ask ourselves, what is the number of cars that are not blue? So that's total of 17 over the total car we have, which is the total sample space is 20. So you can just leave your answer that way, 17 over 20. All right, so we move to the next one, which is number 14. We are asked to factorize, okay, 3x cubed minus 7xy. So it's a very simple question. You ask yourself, what is common here? S is common. You bring it out, you have 3x squared minus 7y. So that's all. So write your answer. Please always remember to write your answer in the space provided. Okay, question number 15. Okay, so here we are asked to find the column vector of A to B. Now, it's very simple to get the column vector. All you need to do is ask yourself horizontally which represents our x. Remember, in column vector, we have x and y like this. Okay, so how many steps, positive or negative, do I need to get to B? So you can count it 1, 2, like that. So it will take about, okay, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that will give us minus 10. Then on y-axis, is it positive or negative to get to B? Of course, it's positive. Remember, moving from A to B. So that will give us 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. So that will give us 3. So that's how to get your column vector. Remember, you can actually write this in components, okay, in vector components as minus 10i plus 3j, because I represent the x direction, okay. In x-axis, y, j represents the y-axis. Okay, so this is the component vector, y is the column vector. Okay, so the next one we have here is exchange. Remember, exchange is a very common question in Cambridge generally. Okay, so in that question, we are asked to exchange a certain amount of money to dollars, okay, to euro. So they said, okay, so in question 16 is about exchange rates. Like we all know that exchange rates is, or exchange questions are questions that are very common in most of the Cambridge exams. So here we have that 1 euro equals to $1.05 and 1 rupees equal to $0.013. So they say Veni changes X euros into dollar. Then she changed the dollar into ruby to give you about 17,850 rupees. Okay, so the first thing we need to do here is to change the 17,850 rupees back to dollar. Then we can now move from dollar to euro. So what are we going to do here? We say let x euros equals to y dollars. Okay, so what that means is that 17,850 rupees, okay, will give us. So we can use this here to find the dollar equivalent, then we now change to euro. So let's come back here and say that 1 rule, okay, is equals to 0.013 D. Therefore, 17,850 will give us YD. So you cross and multiply there, that will give you that Y is equal to 0.013 times 17,850. So with your calculator, you have 232.05. So we now come and convert these dollars to euro. So 1 euro equal to 1 E equals to 1.05 D. So XE now will give us 232.05 D. So when you cross and multiply there, you have that X times 1.05 is equals to 232 0.05. So when you divide both sides by 1.05, 1.05, this here and this here will go. You have your x as 221. Okay, so we have our 2210. All right, so that's how we solve that problem. Remember, I just put dollar in between, okay, because the conversion here have dollar in between. So I just get dollar in between. They don't ask me for dollar. So I just put Y dollar so that I can be able to use that dollar, convert rupees to dollars, then convert dollars to euro. All right, moving to the next one, number 17. We are given a line Y equals to 2x minus 5, and they said it intersects on the line Y equals to 3 at P. So we know that whenever you have something like this and it moves this way. Okay, so the first thing to do here is to equate the two lines, which is 2x minus 5 and 3, because they are both equal to y. So you equate them to find the value of x. When you find the value of x, you cannot put it here because this one does not have any x. We are trying to confirm that the value of y is still going to give us 3. So we put it in this equation. When you put in this equation and solve 2 into 4 minus 5, that will give you 8 minus 5, that will give you 3. So you can see that it will still give you 3 as the value of your y. So you now have the coordinates as 4 and 3. Remember that x value comes first in any coordinate. So 4 and 3 is the coordinates of the point P. So moving on to the next one. This the question on transformation. So we are asked to okay, we are asked to describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A into shape B. So we need to minimize the screen so that we can be able to see the whole graph and see what could have happened. Remember, in in transformation, we have either you are enlarging or you are reflecting. Okay, you are drawing an image that is reflecting rotation and the translation. Now, if you look at this, this is not reflecting. They say a single transformation, so this is not reflecting. Okay, this is not reflecting. Neither is it translating. Okay, and it's not enlarging because they are of the same shape. So definitely this is rotation. So we need to understand this rotation. How can we have maximum of rotating 180 degrees, because if you now have more than 180 degrees, it can actually go counterclockwise. Okay, so this 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, this 90 degrees counterclockwise. So this is the direction of that rotation here. It rotates this way. So 90 degrees counterclockwise. So we need to, in rotation, we need to get the center. We already seen the the angle and the direction. So the center now, we need to get the center. Now, how do we get the center? Look at this. Let's take this point. Let's take this point, our point of reference here. And of course, this point gives us here. Okay. So if I have something like this, at which point will that give me an isosceles triangle that is 90 degrees, or isosceles right angle triangle? Rotation degrees, anti-clockwise or counterclockwise with center at the origin. Okay, so that's the single transformation of that particular diagram. Okay, so that's 90 degrees, uh, counterclockwise 90 degrees, and the center, as you can see, is the origin. Okay, so let's move to the next one. They say on the grid, draw. So we need to minimize this so that we can be able to see what we can do there. Okay, they ask us to, on the grid, draw the image of shape A after a reflection on the line x equals to -1. So on the line x equals to -1, this is where we are going to place our mirror. So our mirror is going to be here. Okay, so to draw this, so we are going to reflect a reflection. That means this point will be the closest. So that's 2 blocks away from the mirror. So that's here. This point is going to be here. Okay, this point is going to be here. That's 2. This point is going to be here. This point is going to be here. This point is going to be here. This one here is going to be here, and this one is going to be here. So with all the points that are provided, you can use your straight ruler. Okay, so with your straight ruler, yours should be far better than this. So this is the reflection. So let's call it, did they give us any alphabet to call it? So they did not. So we can call it C. Okay. So this is the reflection. This is the our reflect. That's the place we are placing our mirror. So this is the reflection. All right. So moving on, we come to a question on circle. So you see that in the diagram shows. So let's increase the our script now. Let's see that the diagram shows a small circle with radius 7 cm and a large circle with radius r. The area of 16 small circle is the same as the area of one large uh, circle. Find the value. So we need to just find the area of this small circle, then multiply it by 16 and equate it to the area of this big circle. So let's call the small circle, area of small circle A1. So A1 will give us pi r square, which will give us 22 over 7 times 7 square. So this here will go. So I have 154 cm square. Okay, so 154 cm square is the area of the small circle. But remember, we are told that that the 16 of the small circle will give us the same thing with the large circle. So all we need to do is to multiply the area of the large circle by 16, and we are going to have. So when you multiply, you are going to have 2464. Okay, so this 2464 uh, means that our A2, which is the, let's call this one A1 and call this one A2. So A2 now is going to give us 2464, which is the same thing with pi r square. So that will give us 22 over 7 times r square. So when you work this out, you're going to have 7 times 2464 all over 24. That will give us r square. Therefore, r square is equal to 784. So when you take square root of both sides, okay, you have that your r equal to 28 cm, okay, please not square. All right, so we'll go to the space provided and write our 28 cm. Okay, you can see that in this question they did not write the unit of r, so we are the one to put the unit. Okay, or you can just write your r since they ask you to find r cm, so you already know that it's cm. All right, so the next question we have is that the n term of the sequence is n squared minus 3. Find the first three terms of the sequence. Okay, so since the n term of the sequence have been given to us, that means when n equals to 1, we have that 1 square. We have that 1 square minus 3. That will give us 1 minus 3 is equal to, that's 1 minus 3, which is equal to 2. When n equals to 2, we have that 2 square minus 3. That will give us 4 minus 3. That will give us, remember, this is minus 2, please. So this one will give us 1. Then when n equals to 3, we have 3 square minus 3. That will give us 9 minus 3. That will give us 6. So that will give us minus 2, 1, and 6. Okay, so the next question we have here is, so to find the nth term of this sequence, first thing to do is to find the difference between the numbers. So this is 7, this is 7, this is 7, this is 7. Okay, so we have seen that they have the same difference, which is 7. So the first thing we do is to find 7, that's to multiply the n by 7, which is 7n. So if you multiply 7n here, you're going to have 7 here, you're going to have 14 here, you're going to have 21 here. So what is the difference between the two numbers? Okay, so that will give us so the difference between these two numbers is what I'm going to add. So I will add the difference, which is 2 minus 7. So that will give us 7n minus 5. Okay, so 7n minus 5 is the sequence, is the n term of the sequence. So we have 7n minus 5. You can still go ahead and check to be sure that your n term is correct. When you pick n as 1, okay, when you pick n as 1, 7 times 1, which is 7 minus 5, that will give you 2. 7 times 2, which is 14, 14 minus 5, that will give you 9. 7 times 3, which is 21, 21 minus 5, that will give you 16. So that's how to get your n term. So we move to 25th question. They said that the length LM of a rope is this to correct 10 centimeter. Okay, so they say complete the statement for the values of L. So here is about our boundary, okay, boundary of this number. So it has been corrected to nearest centimeter. So we are looking at which number, remember this is equal to, so that number can actually be approximated to give you this. So what is the least number we can approximate to give us this? So that will give us, find the this value here in cm. So this value in cm is to multiply by 100, which will give you 1870, okay, in cm, which is tenths of centimeter. Now, the least number we can have here that will approximate to give us nearest tenths of centimeter for this value is 1865. Okay, 1865. If we approximate this number here, is going to give us this number. Remember, there's less than or equals to, okay, so that number should be also, if we approximate that number, is going to give us this. Now, when it comes to this one that have strictly less than, we are not going to look for a number that will approximate to give us this, because we are looking for a number that is less, okay, that this number is actually, or if we approximate, is going to be bigger than this, okay, because after 1870, the next number we are going to have is 1880. So what is the least number that will give us 1880? That will give us 1875. So this number here is not going to give us this, okay, but that is the highest number that we don't need to get to, because immediately I move to 1874, I'm going to get this when I approximate to the nearest tenth, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay, but we don't have less than equals to. If I have less than equals to, I will choose this one. Okay, but since I have strictly less than, this is the one I'm going to pick. Okay, so that's what's going to be there, 1875. So I can come here, convert this back to meter. That will give us 18.65. This one is going to give us 18.75. So we'll come here and write our answers. 18.65, 18.7. So coming to the next question here, we have that 6.10 raised to power 19 times n is equals to this value. Now, what we need to do is to apply law of indices and also change our value to standard form. So if you divide both sides by 6 times 10 raised to power 19, that will give you that n is equals to 5.46 times 10 raised to power 23 divided by 6.5 times 10 raised to power 19. So that will give us a 5.46 over 6.5 times 10 raised to power 23 over 10 raised to power 19. So when you apply law of indices, okay, and of course use your calculator to divide the decimal numbers there, you have 5.86, okay, divided by 6.5. Okay, let's finish it up here. That will give you 0.84 times 10 raised to power. Law of indices here, 23 minus 19 will give you 4. So when you bring your points forward, you have 8.4 times 10 raised to power 3. So that's what you write here, 8.4 times 10 raised to power 3. Okay, so the next question we have there is on our similarity. Okay, so this is a triangle ABC. So you have to be careful. So ABC means that AB is similar to or is corresponding to DE, and BC is corresponding to EF, and the AC is corresponding to DF. Okay, so with that now, we say that in similarity that the ratio of the corresponding sides are equal. So what it means that AB over corresponding side now DE is equals to AC corresponding side DF. Okay, so with that now, we can go ahead and solve for our problem. So AB is H over DE is 97.5 equals to AC is 118.9 over DF is 159.9. So when you cross and multiply there, you have your H equal to 97.5 times 118.9 all over 159.9. So with your calculator there, you can get your answer as, so that will give you 72.5. So you go ahead and write your answer in the space provided, which is 72.5. Okay, so the next question we have, they say without the use of calculator, you should work at that. So you must show all your working and give your answer as a fraction of this simplest one. Okay, so we have one whole number, 1 over 4 minus 5 over 6. So first thing we need to do is to express this here in improper fraction. So 1 times 4 plus 1 will give us 5 over 4 minus 5 over 6. So take LCM. LCM of 4 and 6 will give you 12. So 12 divided by 4, 3. 3 times 5, 15. Minus 12 divided by 6, 2. 2 times 5, 10. So that will give you 5 over 12. So 5 over 12, there's nothing else we can do. So that's our answer. So we can go ahead and write out our answer as 5 over 12. Okay, so the next question we have, they say that, okay, so the question we have here, it says that the LCM of ACF of two numbers is 6, and the LCM of the same two numbers is 90. So they say both numbers are greater than 6. So first of all, there's something we need to know that ACF, okay, of a number times of two numbers times LCM of the same two numbers will give you product of the two numbers. So ACF of x and y and LCM of x and y is going to give us x times y. So what this thing means is that the product of the two numbers. So let's say x and y are the two numbers. Okay, so x and y being the two numbers, so it implies that 6 times 90 is the same thing with x times y, which is equals to 540. So it's equals to 540. So our another way we can remember, they say that they give a clause here that the number is greater than 6. Okay, probably 6 is going to give us the answer, but they don't want us to use 6, so they want us to use something else. So what we need to do is to find the two numbers that can multiply to give us 540 that is greater than 6. So we know that 6 times 90 times 6, or 6 times 90 will give us 540. So we have to list down other numbers that will give us 540 when we multiply. So we start with, after 6, we have 9 times 60. Okay, we have 10 times 540. 10 times 54 will give us 540. Okay, 12 times 45 will give us that. 15 times 36 will give us that. 18 times 30 will give us 540. Then 20 will give us 20 times 27 will give us 540. Okay, so these are the numbers that will give us 540. Now, if you look at these numbers, the question now is that which of them does this? Because of course, HCF means that a number that can multiply the two numbers, that can divide the two numbers. Sorry. So which of the combination here that 6 can actually divide? Can 6 divide 9 without a remainder? No. 6 can divide 60. Can 6 divide 10 without a remainder? No. But 6 can divide 54. Can 6 divide 12 without a remainder? Yes. Okay, it can divide 12 without a remainder, but 6 cannot divide 45 without a remainder. And 6 divide 15 without a remainder? No, but it can divide 36 without a remainder. Can 6 divide 18 without a remainder? Yes. Can 6 divide 30 without a remainder? Yes. So we have gotten our number. So our number is 80 and 30. So if you check this number now, the LCM of this number will give you 90 and the HCF will give you 6. All right, so let's move to, okay, that's actually the last question that we have here. Okay, so I'll advise you to replay the video, and this time around, don't just look at the way I work. I would like you to work with me, okay? Try to solve this by yourself, and you now see the way I have solved it if you are not getting the answer. Okay, so I'll see you in paper 2. This is paper 1, so we are going to head to paper 2 now. Thank you very much, and see you next time.